time at the moment. So here we go then. Sibolini, Riga, Norosh, Toili, Karatasu, Neplieva, Nelson, Warneke and Sally Gunnell. The women's 400-meter hurdles. No problems at the start. Gunnell being chased by Warneke at the moment. And actually Karatasu's gone up very quickly up on Neplieva at the moment, and Gunnell will soon see them there. Karatasu, perhaps a slight lead. Gunnell down the back straight has run a comfortable first 200 metres, and now she'll sense them and start to attack. Gunnell now perhaps just slightly in the lead on the outside, and looking very comfortable indeed. Looking for a 15 to 16 stride pattern, and she really is now attacking, and Gunnell leading by what, 3 or 4 metres, and this is going to be a very fine race for her. And there's a big problem in lane 3. We've got Norosh of Russia, who was always going to be a big danger. Norosh coming through on the inside, and Gunnell really charges through now, and Gunnell, what a surge at the end, wins it. Norosh in second place, Karatasu in third, and 53.73, and that's the fastest time in the world this year. Championship records gone too. A Fiedler of East Germany, the former East German, said it in 1983, and I tell you, that showed real character, because Norosh attacked about 80 metres from home, and Gunnell saw her, Gunnell sensed her, and attacked again. Let's have a look at that.
Got to say, Stuart, actually, right from the gun. Barnet Harriers in Great Britain. Only 2 weeks ago, he was here in the Rome Olympic Stadium, and 6 fouls was the result there. He's got to get a mark on the board in this first round. A few nervous people around the stadium, but a ripple of applause from some of the British spectators over there. And thank goodness he's got the white flag. Well done, Fred. That's good points already for Great Britain. Stanislav Tarasenko of Russia just leapt out to 7 meters 93, by far and away the longest jump so far. He's very quick, Fred, on the runway, stretches out there nicely, and I think the little flag at the side of the pit, the leading jump so far, so not a great deal of distance between him and the flag there. Fred's best so far this year, 7.69, so if he could reproduce that sort of form, we could even go into about 2nd or 3rd place. He's 9th ranked on paper. Oh yes, 7.63, he does actually.
Away they go, Chris Akabusi, well, he didn't start too well. On the inside, Belikov, the Russian, has gone off very quickly indeed. Akabusi now on full stride, but down the back straight. Going well is Diagana, the Frenchman, Henser, the fastest man in Europe this year, chasing him. And Akabusi's got a lot of work to do as they go through the halfway stage. It's Diagana, the Frenchman, Henser of Germany, and Akabusi way back. Got a lot of running to do now, with 3 hurdles left. It's still Diagana, the Frenchman, Henser, and Akabusi now comes into the picture in 3rd place, closing on the German all the time. But Diagana, with 1 hurdle left, surely has got this sewn up. Henser in 2nd place, and Akabusi may just have held on for 3rd place. And that is fast, 48.09. The fastest time in Europe this season. So the French
meters. Tampolskaya, Perek, Korchak, Kinch, Vigati, Pashka, Privalova, Hernishnimi and Murgu. Away first time, Privalova got away well. Kinch has got away very well indeed, and so has Tana Polskaya on the far side. Tana Polskaya, and here comes Privalova. Tana Polskaya and Privalova, yes, from Perek, from Tana Polskaya, and very tight for 4th or 5th. We think 4th place for Bev Kinch, and that was a powerful piece of running. And look at the time, 11.09, and if that's confirmed, it equals Merli Notti's fastest time in the world this year. Oh, and that was a marvellous last 20 or 30 metres. Privalova, 3 from the left, but watch Kinch in lane 4. She did get away well, she really did. Showed real power. Perek, the 400-meter Olympic champion, in lane 2, goes well. So does Tana Polskaya. And this is where, now let's look at Kinch. Whilst Privalova comes through, the German pressuring Kinch at this stage. Privalova, yes. Perek, yes. Tana Polskaya, yes. And Kinch, I think, it's a photograph for 4th or 5th, I think. And that's a very good run.
Zalewski of Poland in lane 1. Van Yajkin of Ukraine in lane 2. Talavera, a late replacement for Spain in lane 3. Valek of Czech. I'm not surprised it was a false start. Long hold, but this time they get away. Christie not too well away. Alongside him, Pakamovsky's gone well. But here comes Christie on the near side with the afterburner burning. Christie was the Pakamovsky second. 10.23, his fastest time of the season. And he's done it again when it matters. A record 4th win in the 100 metres. European Cup final. And what a captain.
It really was a marvellous piece of controlled running, particularly in the final stages. And as David Coleman was saying, once he got into his running, the confidence just grew and grew, and he went away and away. Watch this from the start. He wasn't particularly well away, I have to say that. There, he leaves the blocks comfortably, then has to work. He really has to work with Pakamovsky on his left, and Pakamovsky really put pressure on him here.
He did, actually, on the clock. He's faster than Christie this year, but Christie is the supreme team man. Look at him. Just
for 400 metres. Well, David Grindley got, he got away. Now, was he the one to break? Away for the second time, and Grindley's gone off very fast indeed. Golovastov inside him, the Russian, has done 45.76 this season, and Grindley attempting to make no errors. The Pole Zubak going well in the middle of that echelon, already up on Kozlov. Grindley's done his work over the first 200 metres now. Can he consolidate in the third 100 metres? The Frenchman going well in the middle of the echelon, and Golovastov waiting, a taller figure inside Grindley, but Grindley's leading off this bend into the straight. Now, can he hang on to this? They'll close him down a little. Nuti on the inside, and Grindley now leading into the straight. He's powering down the straight. A marvellous run being closed down by Golovastov, but Grindley has buried them all. And look at the clock. 44.76 for Grindley. Golovastov in second place, but it's a new championship record. He's taken Roger Black's figures. Black set in 1991 at 44.91. And is there no stopping this young man? What a marvellous run it was. He attacked over the first 200 metres, and he ran it so well. 45.44 was his best time until this run. And by the time he'd come off that third 100 metres into the straight, Nuti was in contention on the inside for second place. Watch Golovastov, who's just outside 45 on paper, coming through into second place as Nuti ties in. And then that looks like Rathnui coming through for third place. But the margin of victory was huge.
That was impressive. I mean,
23, his last attempt. So one of the most talked about selections for this Europa Cup final. It's being focused in on now by everybody in the stadium and everybody at home. Got it! Well done, Steve Smith. A very nervous moment indeed. And I think there was an audible sigh of relief from everybody and Steve Smith himself.
He lives on the edge, doesn't he? But he really does have this urge to really take the rest on, and he loves it. And he's so effective as well.
And that was a good jump too. There's more to come from Steve Smith from Liverpool.
Linda Keough certainly has the strength with the 800-metre runner she's been doing, but has she got the speed on the back of it? Carboni of Italy being overtaken now, and Devessin of France going well in lane 5. Zigalova still with a little bit of running to do, and Florea of Romania in the all-yellow. Right on the outside, Rucker of Germany's gone well at 200 metres, and Linda Keough is still in there. Devessin of France attacking now onto Linda Keogh's shoulder. Devassin of France now, right on the inside. Ruzina of Russia now begins to come through in the later stages. Devassin in second place at the moment. And then in lane 3, Floria. And Linda Keogh fading in fourth place at the moment. So Ruzina from Devassin. And Keogh, I think, just got third. And that was a marvellous finish for the young Briton who's come in as a late replacement. And that's 51.54 for that a winning time. And I tell you, Linda Keogh performed well. Sigh of relief.
1686. Romanova of Russia, 1943. Fedyshina of the Ukraine, 1891. And Stephanie Storp, who was leading this competition for some time, pushed.
Usually these races are tactical. Curtis Robb goes off trying to control it from the front. The German Fullbrugger is right up there too. But the main danger, actually, in a tactical race could well be Cacho, who won the gold medal for Spain in a very, very slow 1500 metres in that Olympic final. But he showed them that suits him.
That's right. I think he was listening to you there, David, Firmin Cacho, because he saw Curtis Robb take the lead and he settled in right at the back. I think this is quite sensible tactics by Curtis Robb, because he feels as though he's not as sharp as he would like to be. And if it was a really slow race with a fast, really fast last lap, I think Curtis might struggle a little. But he's put himself in second place there now. He looks to be in a good position, and Firmin Cacho, the Olympic champion, is way off the pace, almost at the back, but he'll start his run now as they come up with a lap to complete the first lap.
Dranovsky of Czechoslovakia is the leader. Curtis Robb in second place, 59.57. Well, by current world standards, modest.
By current world standards, that's pretty slow, but I think Curtis will be happy that it's under 60 seconds, because at least it's a respectable pace. I've seen some of these Europa Cup 1500 metre races where the first lap was taken about 70 seconds. So I think Curtis was wise there, putting himself in the position, moving on the outside, keeping himself right, and Cacho is now just behind Curtis Robb, and they're coming around into the straight with 2 laps to go, and I think Curtis has acquitted himself quite well, and he looks strong. He looks to be in a good position, but the sprinters, the kickers, Fullbrugger and Cacho are right behind, poised right behind him, and on the inside there, Lambruschini, who's probably going to run the steeplechase as well tomorrow.
Coming round to 800 metres. Still Dranovsky of Czechoslovakia, Curtis Robb of Great Britain. Fullbrugger of Germany. Cacho of Spain. 158.82. So they maintain in the pace fairly evenly.
I think most of the field will be pleased about that. Curtis Robb really is trying to keep himself in a good position on the outside, keep free from any trouble, and Lambruschini on the inside is trying to move through on the inside, which is going to be very difficult. He's got a bump there, and Cacho starting a run from behind. So Curtis Robb's in a good place, and let's see if the last 500 metres are to his liking. The field may not be, but let's see if the last 500 metres are.
Actually, the bumping there caused by the slowing of the pace. Dranovsky on the inside, Curtis Robb on the near side is Cacho of Spain. Behind them is Lambruschini, the Italian, and then Fullbrugger of Germany. Through the bell in about 2:43.85. Fairly slow, so it's going to be a sprinter's race. Curtis Robb holding on the outside there in the right position to attack, but has he got the finishing speed? Still Dranovsky. Curtis Robb on the outside, he's the first to go. Lambruschini of Italy on the inside, and Cacho, the Olympic champion, on Fullbrugger of Germany. Thibaut of France is fading slightly. And the Ukrainian coming through is Volovsky. Curtis Robb looking round for trouble, and there's plenty there. Lambruschini, the Italian, look for space on the inside, but sprinting away now is the Ukrainian, and he's gone right away from the rest.
So is Kopchakova of Russia. Kesheg and Kopchakova of Russia, and what a battle this is going to be, and Kesheg's going to hold on. Kesheg first, Kopchakova in second place. Wyeth, a super run in third place. The Italian Brune in fourth. Good run by the Briton. The time unimportant, but good points.
Well, it was a good that 5 men have already cleared this height, so Steve Smith, in theory anyway, down in 6th place.
Oh, he's got it.
That's a much, much better jump. It's difficult to tell sitting in a commentary box, but he does appear to have had problems with his run-up. The high jump's such a technical event, and the margin for error on that run-up could only be a few inches in terms of being closer to the bar or further away, but this time he seemed to have it right. Good technique and a great competitive temperament. But Steve Smith, well, it goes on. He cleared 228, but that only moves him up to 5th position. He has got to clear higher than anybody else in the competition to win this because of the number of failures he's had so far.
Well, that's it. Some of the results.
Now at 2:32, his first attempt.
Well, 2:32, David, his first attempt at this height, but in fact, he's in a bit of trouble because he is down in 6th position. I'm not sure that caption is right, because he did actually have one failure at 2 meters 30, and that's not showing on there at the moment. So if he was to fail this time, he would only have one attempt left and not 2. But let's hope Steve Smith gets it together on this jump. No athlete clear at this height yet. It would be a great advantage if he could go over. That didn't look a good attempt at all.
And a great run when he won the marathon, and now he's showing the other end of athletics. The ups were in London, the down is here in Rome.
What a blow for the whole team, though. No points at all in the 10,000, where they were looking for maximum points. We'll find out what's the matter with him at the moment.
Let's just retrack over that. That first attempt failed at 2:30. Elected to pass his final 2 attempts. Went on to 2:32. Has that final attempt left. He failed his first attempt. And really, this is a crucial moment for Steve and for Great Britain. He looked nowhere near like getting it that time. One of Steve Smith's biggest athletics disappointments in quite a short but a very illustrious career. World Junior Champion, remember.
Over 26 minutes, so it's going to be a fast time indeed. And when you take into account the conditions, this is an outstanding run. Just outside 28 minutes is going to be the finishing time, but it's a very good run in these conditions. 28.271. Panetta now storming home in 2nd place. Well, the Italian athlete wasn't very happy then. Raised a hand again, unsettled. I don't think it was a fault. Well, the 3rd time they go away, and the Finn got a flying start. He's cut right back now on the Ukrainian, but right on the outside going well, the French athlete Girard. But the 2nd athlete there for the French went off far too early and had to dwell to get the baton. Great Britain just struggling a little bit at the moment. They're Kinch trying to close down. Hands on to Catherine Merrick. Right on the outside, the French in good form, and it's the the Russians rather, coming right through. They're the favourites, wearing all sorts of different kit, but safely away with Valova, the 100-metre runner on the last leg, taking them well away. France in 2nd place, Germany 3rd, and the Ukraine in 4th place. Great Britain way back in about 6th or 7th place.
In the last round to move into 2nd behind Chen. Confirmation of the shot put that we were watching just a little while ago. Bagash of the Ukraine wins at 20 meters 15. Calzolio of Italy, 1979. Rather a surprise result for him, one of the best international results he's achieved.
With 54 points, but this is the unofficial score. Russia in 3rd place, Germany 4th, and Great Britain back in 5th place, 14 points behind the leaders. Of course, with Eamon Martin being so handicapped in the 10,000 metres and having to drop out.
Slowly indeed, right on the outside, Ukraine going well. And Jason Johns had a good leg. Now, what about the changeover? Oh, not particularly good, but he's got the baton and Jarrett going down the back straight now. And France leading down the back straight. Sengouma to Troubal. And here comes John Regis on the 3rd leg, and Regis is flying. Regis is really motoring around the bend. France from Great Britain at the moment. Linford Christie has it. And we've got Bruno Murray, Rose and Christie's got it. And Great Britain have got it. Linford Christie from France. And outside Britain, Italy coming through to 3rd. And that was a marvellous run by Great Britain. 38.53 in different changes. Certainly the first was. And then John Regis took the bend on the 3rd leg and handed over to the Olympic champion. And Russia in third place on a marvellous race between France and Great Britain. 38.53. Let's have a look at this. Jason John, well, he got away well, he really did. A little bit of a hesitation between Jason John and Tony Jarrett on that changeover. He's about second from the right of your picture now, just going in. Here it comes. White vest, blue shorts, and that was a real problem. He closed right down on Jarrett. And it was Russia, in fact, going well at this stage, right on the outside. The French, as we expected. The Ukrainians, with Van Yaking handing over to Shilkov. And this is Regis. Well, Jarrett to Regis. That was a super changeover, wasn't it? And it was France from Great Britain at this stage, and then Regis started to close them down, didn't he? And Linford Christie waiting, watching, going away now from a man who's run 10.15 for the 100 metres. I tell you, he's really gone well this season as Regis. So watch Christie and Bruno Marie-Rose, who often, always anchors the French team home. And this is a former world record breaking team. Russia coming into the third position here. And Great Britain, Linford Christie, the Olympic 100 metre champion, taking maximum points in the 4x100 metres relay. Meters and 34 centimetres. Radker of Germany, 14.05. Kravats of the Ukraine, 13 metres and 99 in third. Michelle Griffiths of Great Britain, good performance, 13 metres and 54 in fourth place. Now to the discus. Riedel of Germany took first place comfortably with 66 metres and 30. Then Shevchenko, the Russian, 63 metres and 96. And Zinchenko of the Ukraine, 62 metres and 42. Bob Weir of Great Britain down in sixth place with 57 metres and 42. We'll go to the women's 4x100 metres relay now. Russia winning that with 42.79. From France at 43.01. Germany 43.46. Great Britain in sixth place with 44.53. Points so far in the Europeans match on this first day. Russia comfortably ahead, look, with 76 points from Romania, 53, and Germany, 51. And Great Britain's women tying in fourth place with the Ukraine on 48 points. Now for the men's 4x100 metres result, just outside the cup record with Great Britain winning in 38.53. From France, the former world record holders, 38.72. And Russia in third place with 38.89. The men's points, after all that, France and Italy tying in first place with 64 points. Russia in third with 61. Germany in fourth with 59. Just one or two little upsets.
110 metres hurdles, European Cup final. Bit unsteady. It's no wonder.
It's a desperately long hold, that, and
this time they go, and Jackson, a brilliant start, fantastically well away, exploded off the blocks, and away he goes. Jackson by metres from Swanhoff, and a photo finish between Shishkin and Philibert. 13.10, the fastest time in the world this year. A decisive, positive piece of running by Colin Jackson. European champion, Commonwealth champion, and now the European Cup final winner for the third time. Well, Jackson's fastest time for 93, led the world list before this race, 13.11, and he's improved on that.
well, his start was so dynamic. He was to the first hurdle first. From there, he was able to establish the rhythm of the race. The tall figure of Schwartzoff really must have been shocked by this. Such a devastating first 60 metres. He's absolutely into his running. He's running off the hurdle beautifully. And already, he's 3 or 4 metres ahead. Schwartzoff, the big German, coming through on him, as is Shishkin of Russia, but, well, they're not really in it at the moment, are they? He attacks the hurdle so beautifully. He's now relaxed. He knows he's away. He's clear. And Schwartzoff, remember, he's a 13.13 man at his best. Schwartzoff absolutely destroyed in this race. That wasn't a race. That was a...
Once or twice in the past 2 or 3 seasons. Oh, it's very smoothly first time, and Privalova already cutting right back with Stagger on Ödersnimi of Finland. Running a good bend is Silky Knoll, and in lane 3, Perrick of France. Catherine Merry trying to dig in there and hold on to these supreme athletes, and it's Perrick now taking it over from Privalova. Perrick and Privalova together, and Perrick may just have got it. It's very close indeed. And possibly in third place, Tarnopolskaya. The time, 22.30. I think Privalova had a bit of a shock there, and certainly Catherine Merry dug in, finishing 5th or 6th.
Actually, David, you say that, but well, look at that for a finish. It's closer than we thought. Look at this start. Watch Perrick. She's away
at the end of this javelin runway, and Mick Hill has really come into his own as a world star in javelin throwing this year. He's second, in fact, in the world rankings. The Leeds City Athletic Club man, 86.94 he threw in the British Championships, a lifetime best for him. So he's come to this Rome Stadium where he's won already this season in very good form indeed. So as I was saying, just 2 centimeters ahead of Raymond Hecht of Germany at the moment. Mick Hill in the second round. Tries to keep that 800-gram javelin well back. That's going to fall short of 75 meters. He puts his foot over the line, not happy at all there. Hammer event and a fine performance by Paul Head. This is Fiona May now in the third round. And things have been happening over on the long jump runway because, surprisingly, although we focused on Heike Drexler, it was Sinchakova at the end of that second round, leapt out to 6.94 meters. So at the moment, Heike Drexler behind by just 5 centimeters. And that meant that Fiona May now has been pushed down into 4th position. Fiona May, familiar with Italian conditions. She's married to an Italian. She lives out here and shares, if you like, that home with the one she has in England. So effectively really a dual national, although we're very glad, of course, that she's competing for Great Britain. Tremendous junior champion, now firmly established in the senior ranks. Now then, let's look again for the red or the white flag. She comes out of the pit, gets a white flag. Superb judgment there by Fiona. She won the World Junior Championship in 1988, and in fact that year ended up 6th in the Olympic Games in Seoul. So we knew then we had a superb prospect for the long jump, and she's come into this competition ranked in about 5th position altogether. And already she's just ahead of that, and in fact she's ahead of Berezhnaya, who's one of the world's best long jumpers. So she's in good form, very fine running speed, good form, just goes away to that right-hand side as usual. It's a strange sort of quirk she has of her technique, but a good jump for Fiona. She improves her overall standing there, 6.67 meters, just behind Uchadu of Italy.
Away first time, and John Regis is going beautifully at the moment, and Regis leading the race as they come off the bend right on the inside. Sanguma going well, but Regis hitting out. He's followed by Fedorov on the inside. Regis from Fedorov and Sanguma on the inside. John Regis holding on. Regis for Great Britain. Fedorov in second place, and on the near side Konicki of Germany came through for third, and that's a good one, 20.38. And John Regis attacked from the blocks and into a headwind. That's the fastest time in Europe this year. John's previous best, 20.48. That's non-wind assisted. He was faster than that in the United Kingdom Championships, of course.
He's just looking at the screen to see the replay that you're watching now. And Regis really won this race in the first 120 meters. He was just tying up a little bit towards the end, but he's a very, very big man. He's come back from America in supreme form. John Smith, the American coach who looks after Quincy Watts, the Olympic 400-meter champion, has done a good job on John Regis during the winter. Konicki, on the near side, made enormous ground up in the closing stages, but he was very, very slow on the bend. So Regis comes through to win it. Fedorov in second place, and Konicki for Germany finishes third. Sanguma on the far side, I think, in fourth place.
Good start, and Azabina on the near side. Agipon going well on the far side is Sinelo of France. Well, look at this for Azabina. Azabina And Agapong looking for second place. I think she got second from Sinilu, and that was a marvellous run, 12.64. And that's just outside the cup record for the favourite on paper, Azabina. But one must say, this young woman ran so well. She beat off a field that on paper should have been in front of her, at least some of them. Patswal, the German, best of 12.80. Look at Agapong, tall, rangy figure, in contrast to Azabina, the Russian champion, who's way out in front. Politica on the near side was running well. At this stage is where Senilu, the French woman on the top of your picture, started to fade just a little bit. Agapong came through. The danger then was Politica on the near side from the Ukraine. Nastasi coming through very quickly. Now, did Agapong beat off Politica? I think she did. Yes, she did. She got second.
Piekowski of Poland to the All Reds, gone off fast. Herald on the inside for Germany. McKean likes to control it from the front, but they may not want to let him do that. It's Herald going on, Diarra of France, Piekowski, and McKean comes across to do what he usually does best, a waiting race from the front. This is the way he's won this European Cup final 4 times previously, and the way he won the World Indoor Championship earlier this season. Racing at his own pace, trying to control it and to save enough for a kick off the last bend. Aleynikov, right there, Benvenuti of Italy, Diarra of France. At the bell in 54.34. Still McKean, Great Britain leading. Aleynikov, Russia in second place. Benvenuti, the big threat for Italy, is third. Improving on the outside is the Spaniard Gonzalez, then Piekowski. Herald now of Germany, who lost his place, and they're taking Tom McKean on early. They really are trying to stretch him. They know about the waiting game he plays, and McKean forced to accelerate hard from a long way out. He usually builds it up from this mark, 200 metres to go, but he had to go hard there. And the first half of that second lap. McKean now trying to kick from the front. And Aleynikov is struggling, McKean going away, but Benvenuti on the near side. And it's McKean driving for home. Can he make it 5 in a row? And coming through the near side is the Ukrainian Volkovsky, as he did yesterday, and a photograph for second place between Benvenuti and Tom McKean. But Volkovsky brought into the race late after his 1,500 metre win last night. When he came through...
Out of trouble, right at the back of the field, not doing too much and not worrying too much.
Interesting competitor, 3:49. Frédéric Quentin of France ran in the Mediterranean Games recently over 1,500 metres. Was being led considerably by Bulmerka, the Olympic champion, who ironically signalled for her to come past, and she did and beat Bulmerka for the Mediterranean title. That's the young woman wearing 3:49 in third place at the moment. Chuvashova, the Russian, close second to Rogachova in the Russian Championships, in fourth place at the moment. And the Polish athlete, Rizda, she's quite useful, fifth in the European Cup over 800 and 1,500 last time. Second in the World Cup in Havana, though. But once Beclier took on the lead, she then slowed it right down. Beclier leads. On the inside is Weidner of Germany. No one prepared to take it on, and Yvonne Money running wide.
Running sensibly wide, because they've now got just over 800 metres to go, and really there's been so little running happening so far that this is almost an 800-metre race. Now I would wonder what Yvonne is going to be like over 800 metres, and I think we'll find out in the next 2 minutes. She's moving up on the outside, 2 laps to go. I think Yvonne will make a move, but I hope it's not yet, because if it is right now, then she'll have the whole field on her shoulders, and they'll follow her closely, and they'll track her down onto the last lap. So I think the race has not been run the way Yvonne would have preferred. She would have preferred a faster race, but she's sensibly moving up on the outside. I feel she's going to start and make a long run for home. But we've seen Yvonne do that over 3,000 metres. 2:29 at 800 metres means they're hardly moving at all. But Yvonne is in the good place there. She's in the right place. And now she's coming up with 600 metres to go. And I'm sure she's going to make a move before the bell.
Beclier leading. Weidner in second place. Yvonne Murray in third at the moment. The Russian Chuvashova in fourth place. Then Quentin, the tall French woman, in 5th place, and Yvonne Murray running wide at the moment, but now she makes the move. Murray, with just over a lap to go, takes it on. And Beclear in 2nd place. And 3rd place is Chuvashova. Now this is where the sprint will come, and this is going to be some race. Riest comes through into 4th place, but the front 3 have got away, and Murray, well, she's taken Beclear with her, and she's got Chuvashova in 3rd place with her, and Chuvashova the fastest in this field. But Murray now breaking away. Yvonne Murray of Great Britain powering down the back straight. Now can Chuvashova catch her? About 300 metres, just under 300 metres to go now. Beclear, the Romanian, a best of 4:09 indoors, hasn't got too much outdoor form yet, but won the Rome Mile recently. She's taking over, and here comes Chuvashova as well. And Murray now finds herself in 3rd place and under pressure. Valuable points on offer here. And I can tell you that Yvonne Murray is still with the inside lane, a little bit of work to do. Beclear and Chuvashova, these two. Beclear, the Romanian, she ran that well, 2nd recently in an 800, showing good form. And Chuvashova wins it. Beclear in 2nd place. Yvonne Murray just hanging on for 3rd place. And that was a very, very interesting race, Brendan.
The British champion this year, that's why he was selected ahead of Michael Edwards, who has a superior height to his credit this year. But a crucial moment for Neil Winter, his final attempt at 5 metres 40. Very close. Oh my goodness, he only knocked it down on the way down. It's difficult to say when Neil Winter will finish in the overall positions, because still 1 or 2 athletes to come into the competition, including, of course, Sergei Bubka. But you can see from the expression on his face, it's been a hard day. They've been out there quite a long time, and just looking on the computer, Neil Winter has had something like 10 vaults, so that's hard work. But a lot more to come. He was 4th in the World Junior Championship.
3rd place in the women's match, that is. Russia with a winning lead, really, 102 points. Germany 32 points behind with 70. Then 3 points separate Germany in 2nd place from Great Britain and Romania, who've got 67 points each. That's with the 1500 metres and Yvonne Murray's 3rd place still to come. Well, now in the 5000 metres, a new leader. Looks like Lamborghini from Pentel of France. Rob Denmark made the early pace. Back now in 3rd place. Dasko is 4 for Russia.
Well, Rob Denmark did a good job there with that pacemaking. He's got them going at 2:40 pace for the first 1,000 metres, which is 13:20 for 5,000 metres, which is actually great, because I think that's what that's what Rob Denmark needs. He didn't want Lamborghini slowing it down, and I think his race plan is to make it a consistent pace, and I think that's good class international running by Rob Denmark. Rob's grown of age in the last couple of years. He really is heading the way to being our leading 5,000 metre runner, and now in the pole vault.
Well, to expect Mick Hill to go over 89, but let's see what he can do. He always gives it everything he's got. It's coming out towards this right-hand side. It's consistent, but it's not going to make any impression on the lead, and in fact on his best throw to date. Just looking down the table, we've got Raymond Hecht of Germany to come next. He's in 4th position at the moment, and De Gaspari, the Italian. They're some way behind Mickey Hill. It's very later on.
Now back in the 5,000 metres, they've got just 5 laps to go now, and it's Dasko, the Russian, out in front.
Well, Dasko's been stretching them along, but they've actually slowed in the last 2 laps, and they were running a good solid 13:20 pace. Now they're going to be slightly outside that, but it's one of the pleasures of watching Rob Denmark come through in 4th place there into this international arena, that he's quite confident early on to lead, to set a good pace, which they've continued slightly, but also, as we gather for the last couple of laps, Rob's got a tremendous finishing kick, and it's
not really been a great deal in form. A lot of people were saying she wasn't an athlete for the great occasions. In fact, the problem was she was quite badly injured over the last 18 months or so, but now she's back to full fitness and very determined to go very high. She's cleared 194 indoors, which is equal the British record. But here she goes, first attempt, 192. Oh, close. Good approach, but back to the 5,000 metres.
And they've got just over 3 laps left. A new leader was Pasava in Czechoslovakia, but Dasko's back in front for Russia. Pasava in 2nd place. In 3rd place, Freigang of Germany. Rob Denmark, Great Britain 4. Lamborghini together with the pole just behind. The pole is Bartoszek. And Pantel is paying for yesterday's hard race in the 10,000 metres. He's now back in 8th place. And Mel Batty, Eamon Martin's coach, was telling me that most of the 10,000 metre runners found the track very, very hard yesterday, and they're stiff.
Well, the reason it's very hard is because it's under the baking sun most of the time. It's in this, and it's cocoon in this arena like that. But I'm impressed with Rob Denmark's run today. Every single move, every time anybody's led and put the pace on, Rob has just burst through into the position. That last lap of 66 seconds, he's going to be feeling comfortable at this pace now. He's already run a good time in a Grand Prix race of 13:16 this year. Lamborghini's following him in 4th place, but Rob Denmark's tracking Dasco, looking very confident, and when he looks up the finishing straight and he sees 2 laps to go, he's getting very much into his own territory, Rob Denmark. He's coming of age as a distance runner. I'm sure he'll eventually win a big one because he's got a really good finish, and I'm sure it'll only be a matter of time before we see Rob setting new personal bests and British records, because Rob, I think, has got a great future. The way he applies himself at 5,000 metres is something which impresses me a lot.
Dasco leading for Russia. 2nd place, Denmark, Great Britain. 3rd is Lamborghini of Italy, and the crowd beginning to come alive as they sense the Italians in with a big chance. Number 2 moving up on the outside is Anton of Spain. In good form this season, run 13:17 for this distance. He's looking threatening. Just behind him in 5th place is Pasava, the Czech, and then Bartoszek of Poland. Just behind Bartoszek, but losing touch is Freigang, the German.
Well, they're coming up with just over a lap to go, and it's Rob Denmark in 2nd place there behind Dasco, but there's a crowd gathering behind him. I hope Rob's aware of what's going on behind him, and I hope he resists any challenges, otherwise he could be boxed in as they come to the bell. It's the pressures on Rob Denmark, but I'm confident in his finishing ability.
It really could be in a box there and trapped. Still Dasco leading as they go through the bell. Denmark in 2nd place, Great Britain. 3rd, Anton of Spain. 4th place, Lamborghini, Italy. 5 is Bartoszek of Poland. And in 6th place, Pasava of Czechoslovakia. All 6 bunched together, 5-6 metres between 1st and 6th. Dasco there to be attacked. Denmark is now off the curb in the attacking place. Got Anton, the fast Spaniard, alongside him, but Denmark now takes it on, controlling from the front. Anton there, waiting to get a blow in. Lamborghini now in 3rd place, but Denmark gets the first run. Kicks hard, but has he kicked too soon? Lamborghini is not beaten yet, but Denmark powers away down the straight. And this is impressive. Denmark wins for Great Britain. Lamborghini, Italy 2nd, Anton of Spain 3rd, Bartoszek of Poland 4, Dasco of Russia 5, Pasava of Czechoslovakia 6, Freigang of Germany 7, Pantel of France in 8th place, and in 9th place is the Ukrainian Sirotin. Well, that was a superb run by Rob Denmark. He kept himself under control all the way. He wasn't fazed by the change of leadership after he'd abandoned the lead himself. But when he made the strike, he managed to get a 2nd one in as well and got well away.
Well, coming down the back straight there, this was the crucial point when Anton moved on the outside. Rob responded very quickly, left Dasco behind, and there Rob Denmark controlling the thing from the front, and that's something he's got to learn to do in international competition. He's looking over his shoulder, he's seeing if there's a challenge coming. He can guess it's going to come from Lamborghini in 3rd place, the Italian, and then Rob Denmark decides to kick. He kicks once, and then again has another chance.
Well, Denmark actually was just under threat there from Lamborghini, and the crowd, Italian supporters, hopeful, but then Denmark kicked again. And this time, Lamborghini couldn't respond. Ran in the 1500 yesterday. Looks round now because he surrendered 1st place. Denmark really driving. Use of the arms very important there to keep his balance going and his momentum. Looks back, he's safe, and maximum points for Great Britain. So Britain very much back in this European Cup final.
Starting his campaign in the triple jump. Oh, that looks good. He was on balance, and straight away the arm goes aloft. He knows he's got a good one out in the first round. Jonathan, who won the World Cup last year, we know him as... oh, look at that. Now then. That could actually be a valid jump, in actual fact, unless it's made an indentation in the plasticine. He could get away with that. Just looking at the wind board there as well. In fact, that was into a headwind, so that makes it even better. Now, Sokov of Russia holds a very modest lead at the minute, 15 minutes 86. And the first time Jonathan Edwards competes on a Sunday, he goes out to 17:27 in the first round. 9:84. He had 3 throws, in fact, over 89 metres, then had 3 passes. So good day for him. Mickey Hill, though, there for Great Britain in second place, 80 metres 76. And Shevchuk couldn't quite do it with his last throw.
It's confirmed that the British men are on level terms with the Russians at 100 points each in the European Cup final. In third place, tying 6 points behind France and Italy. On we go to the women's position, and Great Britain in third place there. The British women just 1 point behind the Romanians, that's confirmed. Russia, of course, with a runaway lead.
Returned to the event in 1992, was 5th in the Olympic final, and Buckner now once again looks as though he's got another lease of life. He just sensed that Lopez was there. He's hanging on to Lopez, the Spaniard, and he will know, he'll have had a look, and he'll know that the Russians behind him, and that difference between Russia and Great Britain in points terms, absolutely vital. He's going to take this unless something happens in the final stages. Actually, Broussard of France is closing down on the Italian Panetta, and Buckner now being overtaken by the Russian, by Pronin. So it's Russia from Great Britain, and Buckner's head is back. You just caught a brief glimpse of it there. There's Panetta coming in second place. Brands away, way away. Germany going to take maximum points. Italy under pressure from France, then Spain, then Russia, then Great Britain. And Tom really now has to sprint his heart out. He's attacking that water jump well. The Russians stumbled a little. Now here they come. The Spaniard, here they come now, top of your picture. Brand wins it. Panetta's in second place. Brousseau's in third. And look at this for a race. Pronin versus Buckner. And Buckner looks again and sprints again. And Pronin looks to his side. He's going to hold him off. It's Russia from Great Britain in the race of points by a couple of metres. But that was a gutsy race. And Buckner looks up. And he knows that that's a point gone begging. But my goodness, you can't criticise his effort. Germany, Russia, Finland and Romania. That's the lineup that we shall have. The race a little bit late getting underway, actually. That's they've been pretty well on time right the way through this competition.
Now we got Bubka at a moment in the pole vault going into this final event. Russia certain to win the European Cup. Romania in second place. They're certain, I think, to finish second there. Ukraine 8 to 9.5 points. Germany in fourth place, half a point behind the Ukraine, and in fifth place Great Britain.
And she's very, very talented indeed, as her credentials show. This final event then underlining the supremacy of the Russian women in this two-day European Cup event. The Ukrainians coming through into second place, Germany in third place at the moment, and France in fourth, and Sally Gunnell running them down one by one, and Sally Gunnell brings Great Britain through into what, fifth place, 3:24.24 the time. 49.8 seconds for Sally Gunnell on the last leg of the 4x4. She's the women's captain. She led by example. She started off this two-day event by winning the 400-meter hurdles in the fastest time in the world this year. She is the Olympic champion, and she set about showing people why, and she's finished.
Well, we've been checking the record books here, and we could be developing into a marvellous situation with the possibility that if Bubka goes clear as well, 2 men over 60 metres, possibly here for the first time ever in a pole vault competition in the Olympic Stadium in Rome. And the other facts we've been checking, I said that Gataulin had only been over 6 metres once. Difficult to get his exact historical record, but 6 metres indoors this year, 6 metres and 2 centimetres indoors in 89, and 6 metres outdoors in 89. So it looks as though this is the 4th occasion he's gone over. But that really puts the pressure on Sergei Bubka.
It's depends on Gutalin and Bubka's placing there. Ukrainians can't get anywhere near winning this or even in the medals. So what it would mean if Bubka can beat Gutalin is the Russians have one less point. If they do finish in that order, well, the Russians will go into the relay with 119 points in the lead. France in second place, 116. Great Britain in third place, 115. And Germany in fourth place, 113. So
at the moment, he can only dream of.
Six meters and 5. No. The
final positions. Russia 141. Romania in second place, 101. Ukraine third, 97.5. Rightly so until the pole vault has finished. Now Bubka has got one attempt now at 6 meters 5.05, and if he fails that, he finishes second in the competition, and the Russians going into the relay, with Gutalin having won it if Bubka fails now, will have a 4-point cushion. So this, from every team's point of view, in the challenging positions, this is a very important vault.
I think it's fair to say that as the clock ticks down to just on 2 minutes now, that if Bubka does fail this, there's no need for Rodion Gutalin to vault again. So the 4x4 relay will be underway quite shortly, but this is a crucial jump for the great man. 6 meters 5 centimeters, final attempt. Good speed, but he curls round the bar. He tries to hold it on. The pole vault effectively is over. Gutalin has beaten Bubka. A little wry smile there from Sergei Bubka.
Poland in 1, Ukraine in 2, Spain in 3, the Czech Republic. False start. First leg always difficult to judge for the athletes because they run it all the way in lanes. And the second leg runner runs the first bend of the second leg in lanes. Ledezio's gone off very, very fast indeed, but pace judgment is absolutely vital. The Frenchman on the outside is a target for Ledezio, and also the Germans there, remember, in fourth place in the match, just 2 points behind Great Britain. But the Frenchman looks to have run a good leg. Ledezio too, if he can hang on in the straight. But he blasted the first 300 meters and showing tremendous strength. And also closing up are the Russians. Ledezio on to Chris Akabusi. Akabusi selected for his experience. We get the true position as they break at the beginning of the back straight. 45.8 unofficially for Ledezio. This is the breaking point, and Akabusi comes across in front for Great Britain. Russia in second place, France third. Fourth place, Germany. So we've got the leading 4 in the European Cup points absolutely together. These are the leading 4 teams. Akabusi, well, he made his international comeback to help Great Britain yesterday. Ran a very fast time in the 400-meter hurdles, and he's run another good leg here. But the Russian athlete trying to close on him, but Akabusi will hand over with about a metre to spare. France in third place, Germany 4, Italy in fifth place. John Regis to go for Great Britain. The Russian is Vodin. The Frenchman is Jaffrey. 45.2 for Akabusi on the previous leg. John Regis, 200 metres left. In tremendous form at the 100 and 200. But looking forward, as always, to this rare outing in the 4x400 metres team. Never competes normally at this distance, but he's run a very good leg indeed. And David Grindley, only 20, takes on the responsibility of the glory leg. The Russians in second place, in third place France, fourth Germany. 44.7 there for John Regis, and Grindley has gone off very, very quickly indeed. But the French have gone into second place. They're 1 point behind as they're catching on Grindley. But Grindley seems to have possibly timed it right. France in second place. If they stay in this position, the points will remain level. in the second place. But Brindley comes away to win for Great Britain and points off the France total there because the Russian came in the second place and the Frenchman faded at a new cup record, 3 minutes, 0.25 seconds. Tremendous that. We'll try and work out the points for you. The Russians have won the European Cup, we believe, but in fact, Great Britain overtake France and finish in second place. Well, David Brindley showing the maturity. Great Britain in second place, 124, and France in third, 123. But I must stress that is